Are you ready?
This is my...
So, remember how Red Dead Online is a thing? I'm saying is because it's not actually dead, just comatose. The servers are still up, the issue is that Rockstar has completely abandoned updating the game. Last proper expansion, half a decade ago. Of course, there are still like 2 interns left to keep adding weekly events, but that's about as far as it goes. So, the real question now is, why and how did we get to this point? I'll make this interesting. I promise. Look. There's Subway Surfers right there. I'm mostly using SteamDB for this. SteamDB and an Xbox Live concurrent player count measure. If we look at SteamDB and let's go back to September 2023 for GTA 5. This is just the legacy version. We have 167,000 players, and it's been at this number for a decent while. It's kind of an average. So 167. Let's go to Red Dead's page now on SteamDB. As you can see, we have 61,000 players, which is not even half of what GTA 5 had at that point. Now let's go to Xbox. Now, this is more or less just a live concurrent player, so it's not going to be accurate for like the whole timeline. It's just going to be accurate for right now, like currently. So we have Grand Theft Auto 5. Okay, wait, I'm noticing that you're getting bored. Let's put on some Minecraft parkour. Yes, Minecraft parkour right there. So Grand Theft Auto 5 right now has 170,000 players playing just now on Xbox. Now if we scroll down to around number 48, we have Red Dead Redemption 2 at only 34,000 players. That is like not even a fifth of people playing GTA 5. Am I starting to put it into perspective now? I think I am. Red Dead Redemption has always had less players than GTA 5, but it's not even that bad, you know. You see, it's still like a decent amount of players, right? Now another point, and this is where I'm kind of gonna get into these ups and rises here. I think most of these rises are actually from single player players. Okay, another video right there. In 2025, I remember always seeing Instagram Reels solely based around Red Dead single player. And I think that's when it kind of got a bit popular to like play Red Dead Redemption 2 solely for the single player. But Red Dead Online? No, nobody really talked about Red Dead Online. It was mostly just the single player because, well, let's face it, the single player was really fun. There was also some income stats leaked in a recent enough data breach by Shiny Hunters, which revealed a very large revenue disparity between Red Dead Online and GTA Online. According to this particular article, GTA Online earns $9.59 million per week, which adds up to 500 million USD per year. While Red Dead, on the other hand, only does about 510,000 per week, which means it scrapes by at around 26 million in a year, at its current rate at least. Like, of course these stats don't account for every year, but even these numbers speak for how cooked the situation is, and most likely was. And some of you may be skeptical to these numbers. I mean, the player counts aren't that bad, but I think there's another factor to consider in terms of why so little money is being made with this game. Now, this is going to be a bit anecdotal since I'm going off of my memory, but basically I used to play a lot of Xbox, and my 2 main games around 2021 were Red Dead and GTA Online. I gotta say, Red Dead's grind felt a lot less endless than GTA Online's did, and a lot of you seem to share that sentiment too. I don't think it was necessarily the mission payouts being proportionally better, but mostly that there were just less things to grind for, and it makes sense. Red Dead Online is less established than its older counterpart. Obviously, there's going to be less things to buy, but it was especially sparse with how you can only own like 2 properties, and I'm pretty sure one of them is free if you don't get the upgrade to start the trader business. Generally, it didn't take as long to get all the in-game items you'd really want. Of course, Rockstar tried to remedy the issue of players having an actually decent time progressing within the game, so they added a separate, more valuable currency. Gold bars acted not just as an analog for shark cards, but also as a sort of barrier between you and the more important purchases within the game, like that upgrade that I mentioned earlier. And it did work quite well, grinding endlessly, collecting tiny little nuggets each mission just so you can buy that moonshine shack near Emerald Ranch felt like a Sisyphean hurdle. But despite all that, all the time spent is minuscule compared to what you had to endure to get a fully kitted out Oppressor Mark II, even before its price got insanely inflated. That's because in Red Dead, even an overly dense currency that's really hard to earn isn't going to be enough to compensate for a lack of venues to buy. Come to think of it, even if there were just as many properties as there are in Los Santos, you would still likely be spending a lot less of your income than you would in GTA, because one of the biggest money sinks, vehicles, isn't even a thing. Instead, you have horses, which, yeah, are cool, but there's this thing about horses. You don't collect them. Usually, you just sell whatever older horse you had while getting a new one. At most, you have like 1 extra horse in your stable just in case, but nobody really did that. So I think that's also an aspect. Like, you can only really invest in one form of transportation, and it's not even really desirable to collect to most players. So you end up spending less time grinding the game, and by extension, you're less likely to buy the shark card equivalent for Red Dead, which I'm willing to bet made the game a lot less profitable per player count than Rockstar's Golden Goose. And we can't have that, you know, that's horrible. And also there's player cards, which basically act as special Deadeye types and perks, but the only people grinding for those out are, you know, mostly just PvP enthusiasts. Ooh, it wouldn't be a bandit person Rockstar introspection without GTA 6. Oh, it's always GTA 6's fault in some way. Now, we don't exactly know when GTA 6 started development, and I sure as shit can't astral project into the mind of a Rockstar executive to definitively say that Red Dead Online was abandoned in favor of developing GTA 6.
Father, no!
But it just makes sense. Like, I've already established how little money RDR makes, and Rockstar sees it as its pathetic excuse of a middle child. Then there's the likelihood that after 2020 is when development for GTA 6 started ramping up. Really, it's not out of the realm of possibility that GTA 6 is another reason Rockstar chose to reallocate resources from and abandon Red Dead. And I hate to say it, I think this reason is fair, despite the fact they still keep milking GTA Online. The other game still is a money printer. There's definitely no shortage of employed newcomers who can't be asked to grind and hypocritical YouTubers. Meanwhile, Red Dead is really just a sort of high-risk, low-reward avenue for Rockstar. I'd even go as far as to say that I'm surprised they kept those 2 interns around to somewhat maintain the game, knowing how greedy they've gotten over the past years. Really, there's nothing anyone could tangibly do. Rockstar couldn't give 2 shits about the state of the game, so no amount of boycotting, clown mask wearing, or refusing to purchase gold bars is going to give the community a new proper update. Those actions would likely make things even worse. Imagine if they moved those 2 interns to a different project. That would actually just be like the final nail in the coffin. The only thing that would hypothetically work is boycotting other Rockstar titles, but I still have doubts it would be enough. And how the fuck do you even convince GTA 5 players to, you know, not play the game for the sake of saving another? I mean, besides the fact that most GTA players are like chronically addicted to the game and just cannot get away from it. I don't think there's enough incentive for them to even do that. But realistically, the best options we have are to ensure player rights over the game. And by that, I mean two things. Players' rights to host a server and players' rights to mod the game. Server hosting is pretty simple. Rockstar should just allow individuals to host their own online servers when the devs inevitably decide to stop running their official servers. Playing modded is where it kind of gets more complicated and more open too. There's already multiplayer mods like Red M, which is basically just 5M but for Red Dead. So the important thing is that those sort of establishments don't lose their right to exist. And another thing that I could suggest that is a bit outlandish is a sort of community-run version of the game. I was thinking of something similar to Team Fortress 2 Classic, and for those that don't know, it's basically a modded version of Team Fortress 2 made by a fan that adds a ton of new features, different types of weapons, more game modes, and even a whole new class you can play as. But I really don't have the technical or legal know-how of how this could possibly happen, or if there even is enough player demand for such a thing to be formed. Honestly, I'm really just spitballing ideas over here, but I'm curious if anyone else has anything to say about this, you know, maybe some ideas of their own or just what they think about some of these other ideas that I've suggested. But for now, yeah, that's about it. See ya.
Ha 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 ha!